This gonna be my first entry in a new series called Message to the Black Man. And the reason why I'm doing this series is because I'm noticing something in my community. And once again, as I always state in my videos, we got a lot going on in our community. And the reason why most, not all maybe, but most, I will go as far as to say 90% of the problems that the black man faces in America. I don't know about other countries. I'm an American and I don't intend on ever leaving this place. So I'm only speaking for America. I haven't been out of the country. I don't know if I'm ever leave out of the country, but my main focus on the American black man. So I just wanted to get that out of the way and put that out there just as a disclaimer. But hopefully anybody over the world can hear it. And anybody who listens to the channel, even if you're not a black man, maybe you got a black friend, right? 90% or high 80% of the problems in the black community and in the black man's life can be avoided by us ourselves, right? Majority of the things that we go through is our own fault. And in my community, I've learned in the black community, we really don't like taking accountability for the things that we bring on ourselves. And that's a problem. And as I always say in all of my videos, that derived from the civil rights movement, which was a big mistake, by the way. And it's still going on today, whereas the black preachers, like I always say also in my videos, and I'm probably going to say this in every video, for people who 40, the black people who 40 and older, most, not all, but most of them don't think for themselves. They follow the lead of either the black leaders like Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton, the Democratic leaders, or the black pastor. And the ones 40 and under follow the celebrity, the athlete, the rappers, the singers, etc. So a lot of people in our community is not using their own brain, and that way, and by them not using their own brain, because the natural brain, especially of a man, but of any human being that got their right mind, the natural brain will figure things out if it's left on its own, just out of instinct. But it's not happening. Everybody is being told what to think, told this, told that. And what has happened with one of the biggest mistakes with following all these people, none of these people tell black people that this is why these things happen. Instead, when they happen, that's when these people who our community look up to respond, and they never hold us accountable. They never hold us accountable. And long time, well, not long time ago, but once I came out of the fallen state, came to Christ, I understood that wasn't love, right? I understood that the LeBron James, the fake black leaders like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, most, not all, but most of the black pastors, all of the Democratic, I learned that they hate black people. They don't love black people, right? It's just like if you got a child, right? You love your child. And so if your child messing up and you clearly see that they messing up, it's not the teacher's fault, it's not their siblings' fault, it's not their cousin's fault, it's not their friends at the playground fault, but you noticing a pattern. Not only do you gonna know your child, but not only do you know your child, you noticing a pattern that everywhere they go is confusion and they never taking the blame for it. But like I say, you know this child because he at home with you, but yet you never tell him that, look, this is what you doing wrong, this is what you need to stop, and then the other situations will change and be better on your behalf. But until you change that, it's going to continue to be a problem with your teachers. It's going to continue to be a problem with your siblings. It's going to continue to be a problem with your friends, and so on and so forth. And the reason why you would do that with your child is because you love that child. You want the best for that child. So by you lying to him, telling him that it's never his fault, and it's the other people's fault, what's going to happen is that child is going to go out of control because he going to feel like he is never wrong. He beyond reproach. And that's what has happened to the black community, right? And it's happened to the black community because most of us, now I will say this here, I will say that a lot of us coming into understanding who we are as people, not saying we superior to no other people, because I'm not one of those pro-black activists. That's not what I'm about. I am solutions-based, solutions-oriented. I'm not about this loudmouth blaming nobody. Oh, these people hate us. I'm not, listen, but I will regulate the truth. That's what I will do. This is a pro-truth channel. Everybody not going to be able to deal with it. Because we understand today, and especially in my community, by me being black, I know this, truth and taking accountability is like taboo. And that's because we've been bred, like I say, started with the civil rights movement, that it was somebody else's fault. And in that time, don't get it twisted, it was somebody else's fault. And why I said that the civil rights movement was a big mistake, hit the link in the description. I got a lecture I gave and give you a better understanding on why I say that. But the black man, like I always say, listen, life is not easy. I heard this from a brother. This is not my saying. I want to be clear on that. Life is not easy, but it's very simple. And the black man problems that he face on a daily basis can be avoided. But he don't know who he is. And not only do he not know who he is, he's looking up and listening to the wrong people. And this is a problem. And we all know that one of those biggest issues that we have in our community, which affects this, is fatherless homes, which is 70-some% of black households. No father in the home, no structure, no discipline, just overly nurtured, overly babyfied. So that's one of our problems. Keeping our families together is one of the biggest things that can eliminate a lot of black problems, like quote-unquote police brutality, black on black crime. A lot of these young men in the streets, they don't know how to talk and sit and talk about nothing. They only know to get overly emotional and compulsive, like they mama, they aunties, they sisters, like women do, act out emotion in a masculine way, and then end up somebody losing their life or getting seriously hurt. But I want to, why I'm speaking on this situation, I'm a switch lanes a little bit, and that's why that's gonna be my first of many interests in the message to the black man. Listen, black man, I need you to listen to me. Listen to me real, real good. Turn your volume up when I'm about to say. Stop looking up to and listening to these celebrities, these fake black leaders, most, not all, but most of these black pastors, and nobody in the Democratic Party. They don't have your best interest. Look on the inside. If you got to take a step away, and a lot of times people don't want to do that, it's hard to do, take a step away from everybody and find out who you are and why are you so much of a threat to most people wherever you go. Which leads me to the video that I'm about to make today, and which leads me to this whole situation. Listen, black man, you have earned something. The way you are treated and the way you are looked at, you have earned that. I know that's not easy to listen here, and I know a lot of brothers gonna come, a lot of liberal women men gonna come. Oh, you no. Listen, I'm a black conservative, but I'm not one of those black conservatives that's gonna bash the black people. But I will regulate the truth. You know, in the civil rights movement, it was just about hate. White people hated black people for no apparent reason because black people was no way like they is today. They kept families together. It wasn't all this baby mama, baby daddy. Wasn't all this black on black crime. Wasn't rapping and bragging in songs about how they want to kill people and put them in a cigar smoking op. Wasn't none of that back then. They just hated. But now, black man, with your music, your behavior, you have earned a narrative. You've earned that. And so what you have to do is begin to figure out, because every black man is a piece of this puzzle. Oh, I can't change. Listen, everywhere you go, black man, you need to carry yourself like a man, a gentleman, not a nigga. But you need to handle yourself like a king, brother. You know, you got a lot of brothers walking around hollering about they a king, they a king, they a king. Brother, kings don't be barbaric and act foolish everywhere that they go. Kings don't spread their seed to every woman that they slay with because they know how important their seed is. And most black people will call themselves kings. So if you're going to call yourself that, carry yourself that way. Change the narrative because, brother, wherever you go, people not going to say it to you, brother. I need you to listen to me. Turn your volume up, brother. Wherever you go as a black man, people are not going to give you the benefit of the doubt 80 to 90% of the time. And it's getting worse. It's so much black on white crime happening now, black on Asian crime happening now. You got to look at the news, man. The brother in Memphis, he went on a shooting spree, shot white people. The brother seen a woman jogging, killed. All these situations have cops being killed. Now we know what the other races do, but this is not one of those channels where we talking about the other race. We deflecting where they do it too. I'm not focused on them. And black man, you don't need to be either. You need to be focused on you. This is another issue that we have, and a lot of time this is what these black pastors do, not all but most. This is what these black Democratic leaders do, and even the liberal whites, and this is what these rappers, actors, athletes do. This is what they all do. Well, the white, you're not white, brother, and you're not gonna be white. So saying if you was white it would have went different is not gonna help anybody, including yourself. And at this point, where we at 2023, it's time for solutions. That's why I don't call myself no activist. I'm not pro-black. I'm pro Christ. I'm pro God. And it's time to turn back to him with our ways, with everything. But what made me want to make this video today was because I was watching this situation that has been circulating. I don't know if some of you brothers heard of it or familiar with it. Dealing with Odell Beckham Jr. Now we know Odell Beckham Jr. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I'm a pretty good judge of character. I don't give nobody no stars unless they earn them. Odell Beckham is first of all a human being. Let's get that out of the way. Number two, I never heard him proclaim no religion to say he's a part of some religion to mean that he gonna have certain kind of attitude. And even people with religion, you know, they have human experiences sometimes where they show that they not perfect. But this is a brother, like I said, in my opinion, who has always been a gentleman off the football field. Now we know on the football field, you know, he had issues for this, you know, with Josh Norman, just, you know, trash talking and a little physical foot stuff like that. Before there's anything else outside of that, you know, Cam Newton, another one. Like, these are two brothers who, these guys has always been, you know, gentlemen. They kind of like different than like, you know, the average, you know, black athlete. They don't do all the jury. They got their own style, but they got their own style. But they gentlemen, right? This is who these two brothers is, and I've been following them since college, since Odell was at LSU, since Cam Newton was at Auburn. There's a few other ones, but I'm just talking about them right now. These brothers has always been gentlemen, polite, respectful. But once again, they human. Now, I don't know no situation that Cam Newton never been in, but I want to speak about this current situation that happened with Odell Beckham Jr. and how he was deeming that, because I never really, my thing is I don't really get off to certain things. I watch TV a little bit. Like, well, I don't watch TV, but I watch, you know, YouTube. But for the most part, I don't really get off into all these little blog sites when they, because these, like I say, I don't look up to these celebrities. You know what I'm saying? These celebrities are human beings like all of us. They make mistakes, is what it is, right? But I'm hearing them demonize Odell Beckham. So I hear this Caucasian sportscaster a minute ago, and he just going off on him. So when he went off on him, because Loser, this person, I'm not gonna say his name, but Loser, he pretty much logical. He liberal, but he been kind of he and when I say liberal, you know how those liberal whites is. But he's a and then I don't want to know if I want to say he's liberal, because he's a white dude that you can see his daughter was messing with a black quarterback. I hope maybe some people might know who I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know what that can come with. But and like I always tell people, I got videos about that, dating and the race and all that, and especially black people and white people especially. Let's just be honest about it. We can say whatever we want to say. We can play this whole game like, oh, it's all. Listen, white people do not like their loved one, daughter, sons dating outside their race, especially black people. And black people the same way. They don't want their daughters and sons dating outside their race, especially white person. It's even. Both of them don't like it. I don't want it. I love everybody the same. I don't look at black people like they the superior. I look at everybody the same. But I don't want my daughter or son. I don't have children at this point. And if they make that decision, it is what it is because it's their life. But I don't want my daughter to marry nobody outside their race. I want her to marry a black man like her father. And so this guy here, he's a sportscaster, but you could tell sometime dealing with certain black athletes is something that, kind of quote unquote grinds his gears. And especially after the situation when this black quarterback was messing with his daughter, I know he wasn't approving of that. But so he's demonizing Odell and talking about Odell and this, that, and the third. And so when he said something about it, it made me go look it up. Because I say, well, if this guy's saying something, this guy usually be pretty much, I don't agree with everything he say, but most of the time, he pretty on base. So I go look up the video, and that's what made me want to make this video to the black man, because black man, nobody not going to fix your problems. Nobody going to save you. You have to turn back to Christ. Turn back to the Most High God. Get yourself together. Dig on the inside of you and figure out what you need to do to change yourself so you one man at a time can change the narrative of black men. Why am I saying that? And what does this have to do with the video? We, once again, do not get the benefit of the doubt. Odell Beckham in this video, as you can see, he come on the plane. He's getting on the plane from Miami. He's heading to LA. He's extremely exhausted to the point where the flight attendant, taps him on the shoulder a few times. He don't get up. So all of a sudden it's panic. Remember what I told you, black man? Wherever you go, you are a threat. You are a threat. You don't get the benefit of the doubt. This would have been a white man. And I just said that we're not going to use what if it have been somebody else, because that I'm not trying to cause division. But sometimes, like I say, I'm going to rectify the truth. Let it would have been an Asian man. Let it would have been an Iranian, a Jewish man. They would have nudged him, and it wouldn't have been the scene that they called that I'm about to show y'all, right? It wouldn't have been none of that. But black man, you are a threat. And what I mean by a threat, you may not be a physical threat, but I'm saying in other people's mind, when you getting out of line, when you upset, when something going on with you, the clock got to stop, because we don't know. And once again, we've earned this, brothers. This is what we've earned with our behavior. Whether you particular is like that, it's somebody that's like that. This is why the brothers, I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of people that I deal with. Because when I'm from the hood. That's where I've been all my life. So when you from the hood, the people that you come up around, they barbaric, and they the people who form this narrative that I'm talking about. And so I correct that. Because see, what I understand at this point in my life is one black man represent us all. If you go into an establishment as a black man and act a complete fool, pants sagging with dreadlocks, I can come right behind him with a suit coat on, clean cut, about business with business cards. But the narrative has already been set for the skin, and that's what it is, right? And so this situation with Odell Beckham, a millionaire, former champion in the NFL, was handled to the utmost emergency only because he was black. Only because he was black. Had this been any other race, I'm not like I said earlier in this video, and I wanted to put it out. I'm not one of these guys to, oh man, if I was white, and because that's not gonna help us at this point. That's not giving us a solution. My solution is wherever you go, one black man at a time, we gotta change the narrative. And I'm gonna play this video, and throughout the video, I'm gonna chime in because I'm gonna chime in.
We got video of something we've talked about before, and man, it is a whole different Oprah when you watch this video. It is hard to. We're talking about Odell Beckham Jr., the NFL star. And by the way, this is not a sports story. This is a story about what happens when somebody acts up on an airplane to the point where they have to empty the plane, affecting.
I want to pause this for 1 second, brothers. And if you notice something, it's another thing they like to do for the ones who like to speak on it, right? What they do is they like to go get somebody who is quote unquote black. This is what they always do. This is what they always do. And when I say they, I'm talking about the powers that be. I'm not talking about no particular race, because if I talk about a particular race in that manner, that means I would be putting another race superior over myself. And I don't believe we superior to no race, and I don't believe no race is superior over us. Only person superior is God, His Son Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. Other than that, all men are created equally. I want to put that out there. But this guy, Harvey Levin, over TMZ, he's another one of those individuals that I'm talking about. He's gonna always handle the black man in a certain way, but he makes sure he maintains certain relationships with certain black people that work for him and certain black people that you have on the show, because he know that our culture, the black culture, we already know is addictive, and everybody wants some of it. Everybody want to be a part of the black culture when it's beneficial. This is why I don't respect people like, I really don't respect people like 1090J. I don't respect people like, then again, let me stop. I want to take that back. I got to take that back, because then that means I would be a hater. I do respect people like 1090J. People like, what's his name? DJ Balad, or what that other, Adam 22 on No Jumper. You got to respect these dudes, because they understand that it's nothing going on in country music. It's nothing going on in rock and roll to the point where they can make their platforms off just content from those type of people. So what they know is the biggest culture. They created platforms aimed at that culture for people to like, because they know that when you interview, and and these people, they interview multiple rappers, and they're giving these rappers a lot of time a platform. I will pat him on the back for that. But and in Vlad's situation, he give a lot of older rappers another opportunity to speak, and let the youth know who they is if they didn't know, and give them a platform. But they do this all because they understand that the black culture equals money sign. Everybody understand this. Only people don't understand it is us, but everybody else understand this. Whether they like us or not, they move in our hood, the Chinese people, because they know, guess what? We might not like them, but they gonna spend their money to get their hair done, nails done, feet done, and they gonna eat this nasty, greasy food we sell them every chance they get. The Iranians, they don't really like us too much, but guess what? They come here and they understand, because everybody know, even the jewelers, everybody know we could come to America and get rich off the black man, because we know that the black man is gonna go to the length of whatever he got to go to spend however much, the woman too, to spend however much they want us to spend, however much, whether it's the black man spending money on designer clothes. None of this stuff is black made, but we'll spend all our money on designer. I'm guilty of that. We'll spend money on jewelry, and all this money going into the pocket of another race, and we buy it. Sometimes we buy it to, because that's what we like, but majority of the time we buy it to flex on other black people, right? Same thing with the women. These people come to the neighborhood and they make killing. The cosmetic industry, which consists of, excuse me, which consists of hair and makeup, is $1 billion industry. But I want to go back to this store. So they always bring one of us on the show with them. Now this black guy in the video with him, he'd go through the same thing if he was Odell. But here he is with Harvey Levin and speaking, But shout out to this. But I'm gonna let y'all listen to the video and I'm gonna chime in.
Everybody, which I don't understand that. You also, when you see this video, I don't understand how the airline officials are acting, and I certainly think that Odell Beckham has some apologies he should be making, because now we've seen how he treated some of his fellow passengers. Wait till you see this. We're going to start. So basically, Odell says that this was simply a case of him falling asleep on the plane, and the flight attendant didn't get him to fasten his seatbelt or something, and they wanted to kick him off the plane. I've never heard put on his seatbelt. By the way, I've never heard if somebody falls asleep that they say you're off the plane. A lot of times they'll just put the seatbelt on for you. Right. So that seemed weird to me. Here's the confrontation with the police, because the police ended up having to come in the plane. We should tell you, by the way, you may have heard about this. This happened.
The police always coming, brother. That's another thing. I'm glad he said that. Once again, the brother went on the plane, and we've all been there before. I'm sure he was partying in Miami. I don't know that. I don't want to say that because I don't know. But we've all been at a certain point in our life where we have overexerted ourselves so much to the point where the first time we sit down or lay down, we out. We is completely out of there. And this is the benefit of the doubt that any other race would have got. But when there's a black man, oh, he under the influence. Oh, something wrong. Oh, man. And then the next thing is police time. Because, we don't know how he going to act when he get up. And we know how they act on TV. We know how because these people watch this stuff. These people watch, believe it or not, these people watch TikToks of us acting irate, Facebook, YouTube. Right now, you can do a research if you think I'm lying. Right now, in America, African American studies is took up more in college by white people than any other race. These people study us. They know how we can act. Although we not all like that, a lot of us is, and that narrative end up falling on other people. I always tell these black women, they go into some of these places, they'll go into some of these places with their children, and people start getting their children and leaving, and they go, I have a conversation with them sometimes, they'll say they race, and I say it's not so much that these people racist. These people see what they see, and they don't know if you might be just so they don't know if you Lil Miss Mary or Shanae. They don't know. And a lot of these white people and these other races, they handle black people like they use the snake analogy. What is the snake analogy? The snake analogy is we know all snakes is not poisonous. We know all snakes don't bite, but anybody with a normal mind and not with a trained eye, try their best to stay away from all snakes. Why? Because we don't know the difference. And so that's the difference with these other races of people. Where some black people, we can tell because we black. That's why I always tell a lot of black people, stop forcing your children to be a celebrity. Stop forcing your children to be a rapper, athlete. Send your children to school to be a police. So when the neighborhood, when the inner city have a situation and they need police, black people can respond because black people understand black people. Black people understand family issue. Black people understand the situation that go on in our community, whereas a lot of other races don't. And they come in our community and the first move, somebody dead. Right? But I digress. What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this: all of a sudden, because all this man was just sleep minding his own business in first class, and because he got nudged a few times because he was overly exerted, tired, or even if he was under the influence, let's just say for the sake of argument, he was under the influence. He wasn't bothering nobody. He was on a flight, wasn't stumbling over people, spilling stuff. He was on a flight, sleep minding his business. But when we involve, remember this, black man, you got to take this in consideration. Whenever it's a situation dealing with us, it's gonna be automatic emergency situation. So why is cops calling a plane for a black man sleep? They handle him like he had a turban on and the utility knife fell out his pocket. No pun intended to the Iranians or to those type of people. I love everybody, but I'm just using it for I'm just using it for example. But I'm gonna let it play, and I'm gonna chime in.
Back in November, what's new here is that we now have the video, the body cam video that shows this whole interaction. So we're going to first show you the police coming on, and just wait. And then we're going to show you what he said to the other passengers. You okay? What's wrong? Where you're at, sir?
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that.
Where you're at, sir?
You know how many times we've shaken him to put his seatbelt on and he wouldn't respond?
As you can see, brothers, this dude knew exactly where he was and where he was going. Completely responded, completely respected, wasn't hollering, irate, or anything. And as you can see, this white Caucasian flight attendant is automatically, oh my God, we don't know what's going on. Oh my God, I did, just overreacting. Only because of his race. And once again, brothers, this channel is not one of those channels where I'm going to be telling you guys that, hey, it's not your fault. The white man is going to be the white man. The blue man going to be the blue man. The green man going to be the green man. None of that has anything to do with you. You have to start conducting yourself as a man, and people going to respect you how you conduct yourself. Now, a lot of times, we going to get judged by the way other people have conducted themselves. And we just got to deal with that because, once again, our music and the way we act on social media and the way we act in public have earned us this. So now we got to go against the tide, right? And so this woman, although she's overreacting, she don't know that if she nudge him one more time, he going to get up and go irate because she don't know what to expect. All she knows is that when she see black people on the public, rich or poor, rich or broke, no matter where she see black people at, it's always, not always, but most of the time, wherever black people is at, it's going to be some foolishness. So that energy she's seen, and this is what she have put on black people. Oh, maybe she shouldn't listen, all that crying about people shouldn't judge you. Hey, we live in America. I don't know about other countries, but in America, people judge you off your appearance. People judge you the way you act, and sometimes people judge you off your skin color. And if you black, majority of the time, high 80 or 90% of the time, you're gonna be judged by your color from what somebody else of your color did. So now cops are involved, all for nothing. I want y'all to watch this.
You don't want him to fly? That's a decision that you guys are going to have to make.
He might be tired or have taken a long trip and doesn't want to follow orders. That's a whole other animal.
He told Berg he just came from a club.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. He's tired and he's taking stuff. He just responded to no.
And this brother here, or this Mexican brother, it seemed like he of Latino descent. He understand, and of course he's trying to be an advocate for the brother. But she already made her mind. I don't know if she was having a bad day. I don't know if she's racist. I don't know her issue, but she already made her mind. And just look at this. All this going on. We got a whole plane that has been stalled. Not because somebody's found out they had a gun. Not because somebody got drugged. Not because, all because a young, handsome black man is sleeping because he's overexerted under the influence, whatever the case may be, all because he's not responding. You know he alive, but he's not responding. So we having a whole meeting, a whole overreaction over him once again because he's a black man. Pay attention to this, brothers.
Where he's at. He knows where he's at, exactly where he's flying. He doesn't want to come off.
He does not want to come out?
Just what he said.
Okay. Advise the sergeant to come here. Motor 70's on the
Who
way.
needs to come off?
We're going to have to deport everybody.
Okay, so just to catch you up here, so the fire department people are there because they initially thought that he was having some sort of medical emergency. They talked to him. They said, he's fine. He's just sleeping. That's it. And they clearly, it sounded like the fire department guys were like, why are we here?
Shaking the man's hands, doing everything. And this liberal, well, I'm not gonna say liberal, but this deranged Caucasian stewardess, flight attendant, whatever you want to call her, has already made her mind. She's made her mind to the point of she's ready to inconvenience everybody else, all because this man is sleeping and not responding. Watch, brothers. Listen to what I'm saying, brothers.
This is over and done with. We're leaving. And they're like, no. So then they tell the captain, we want him kicked off the plane. And that's where the sheriff.
And by the way, one of the things they had said in it before the police came on or the fire department came on is he took his pants off while he was in his seat and fell asleep.
Yeah, so Harv, one of the flight attendants actually said that he was going to try and lean over Odell and put his seatbelt on for him so they could leave, and while Odell was still sleeping. But he said, yeah, he had taken his pants off, and at that point, he obviously didn't want to be reaching by his waist when his pants weren't on.
So he wasn't naked; he was wearing shorts, or boxers or something. But I get that part of it from the flight attendants.
Okay, so then Odell look, there are passengers on this flight that want to take off, and the plane is not taking off.
And as you heard, they now said
everybody's got to get off.
Everybody's got to get off.
Everybody's got to get off this plane. And these people are, the plane is packed. People are, want to fly, and everybody's got to leave. So watch this with Odell interacting with the passengers.
Just get off the plane. Get off. You can get off the plane. You just... We're going to have to...
So check this out, brothers. So now, some passenger, is getting people business. He has nothing to do with it. Now, once again, we have to conduct ourselves better, brothers. And this is what I'm telling you. This is why I say that we have to conduct ourselves different. We have to make these people look stupid, and we have to change the narrative. Now, don't get it twisted. I understand Odell Beckham. I'm not fussing at Odell Beckham. I'm not saying nothing wrong about Odell Beckham. But in this situation, especially being who he is, but in this situation, he's seen what was going on, but he already, he's already aggravated because he's being inconvenienced for nothing. And he could have jumped up and acted irate. Man, y'all doing this because I'm black. He could have did that. And he might have would have had a case. But I'm glad he didn't do that. But after he been inconvenient, he's still remaining relaxed, still remaining calm. Here you got some guy from across the plane yelling at him, telling him, just get off the plane, just do this, do that. And he's not nobody talking to you, bro. And so now Odell goes off. Odell goes off on him, gives him a few of his choice words, gives him a piece of his mind. And guess what? They demonizing Odell. Nobody's saying nothing about the custom. We got to understand, brother. I tell people all this time, brother. Listen, these celebrities are people. It's like I tell people about the police. These are regular people. These people are not superhuman, mighty morphin people. They regular people. Just like everybody else. They got feelings. They got emotion. And this man already been inconvenient, and now you got some stranger that don't have nothing to do with the situation besides the fact that he about to be inconvenienced, not because Odell, but because the people who over this particular situation, the flight attendant, is overreacting about the situation. And so now he telling him to just get off. So Odell went off on him, and Odell wasn't wrong. Would I have did that? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But you never know what you'll do in a situation when the heat is turned up. So you can't say, I wouldn't have did that. as a man of God, God said the same. I wouldn't have did. I know I wouldn't have cursed at him, but I might have would have gave him a piece of my mind. I might have said, "Mind your business, sir. This has nothing to do with you," or something like that. I wouldn't did say some of the stuff that Odell said for this. Oh, I'm gonna let y'all hear, but Odell is not wrong in this situation, but he's been demonized by the media. Why is that? Because he was poked and he overreacted and he gave people what they expected, what they expect from a rich, successful black man that most of them already jealous of, like these sportscasters who never was athletic, never was good at nothing in their life, and so they is good at running their mouth about it like they played the sport, but they never was good at these. These are the dudes who used to sleep with their woman, and in some cases sleeping with their daughters. So they got and not to mention, like I say, because as I say, I'm not one of those dudes who gonna get on here saying, oh, the black man is a victim. No, the black man is not a victim, but of his own foolishness. And because of that, this is why I'm making this channel with solutions on what we can do to fix it. Because all the hot air and blaming other people, that has not worked up until this point. As a matter of fact, it has made us worse because now everything we taking stuff, we going to, some of us, not me of course, but especially as a black conservative, because black conservative got the mindset to pull yourself up by your bootstrap. But this whole thing about because I'm black have went too far now. They mess your order up at the place. It's because you were black. Like, let's stop this. Let's stop, just using this for nothing. But in some situation, it's right. All this happened. Odell is being demonized because this would have happened to no other race of player. You probably wouldn't even heard about it. But any chance they get to do a situation like this and to show us, look, this is why your kids shouldn't be following him. This is why he is a bad person. But really it's because he's black and successful and rich. And a lot of them want to be him all their life, but they didn't have the athletic ability to reach his. And then some that did might have played in pro sports, they wasn't him. This dude was one of the best receivers in the league when he played, and I feel he still got some football left in him. But that's not here. That's another story. And like I said, but I'm gonna let them finish, and I'll chime in at the end.
We're gonna have to deplane everybody on this plane, and then you're still gonna get off. That's fine. You gonna wait 40 minutes, and I'm gonna be on a private plane home. Yeah, your fat ass. Yeah, I will. Get your ass off the plane for a second. Yeah, I bet. Enjoy the cheese board on the way home. Get your ugly ass. You ain't nothing to me, bro. Got like up. I'm sorry. All you had to do was wake me up.
I'm taking a private jet, and you're going to be eating off a cheese board.
That is the textbook celebs behaving badly.
Wait,
and I
hold on,
get
guys,
that
listen.
he's upset that he's being taken off the plane, but
I think this is a bit unfair. I just watched this full dash cam, and first of
And I don't know this sister. I'm not familiar with her because I don't watch TMZ because I don't like Harvey Levin, and I don't like their Van Lathan because he's a part of the problem as well. But I want to shout out this sister, man. I don't know her name. I'm gonna try to find out who she is, give her a credit. But I want to shout this sister out for going against the grain and standing up for Odell and basically saying everything that I'm saying. Not what I'm saying about why it happened. She didn't go that far, but she did it on the least. She kept it cute, and she spoke up for Odell. She spoke in defense of Odell, and it's shame that a woman had to speak with logical sense over two men, which is we understand why Harvey Levin wanted to make the big deal out of it. We already know why, but not only for monetization purposes, because once again, this is a black man, right? But they always want to show you that look at these people because they children look up to these people. They girlfriend want to sleep with it, so they already got a feeling toward most, not all black men, right? And so anytime that a black man make any small mistake, they gonna try to overinflate it. But shout out to this sister for speaking in defense with logical sense in the defense of Odell. And I'm gonna let her finish, and I'm gonna close out.
The point where he starts interacting with the
Body
people on
cam,
the
there's no
body cam.
dash
I'm sorry, body cam. The point where he starts interacting with the people on the plane and he's obviously upset. Yeah, he probably said some things he shouldn't have said, but he had sat there for a few minutes talking to the law enforcement people, trying to figure out what was going on. He was very disoriented when he woke up out of this sleep, and the people behind him are now like saying things to him as if they're running the plane. So it gets to a point where he turns to someone and basically tells them to shut up because I'm not even talking to you. I'm talking to the officers that are on the plane. That's number one. Number two, where he's laid at inside of this plane, right? Those seats are made for you to get comfortable. So if he took his pants off, maybe he had on shorts, they didn't say, and he's sleeping. He said that he got off a long flight prior to that and he was out prior to that. He's in a deep sleep. Like, I don't know what else the flight attendants wanted him to do besides just wake him up and put the seatbelt on.
Lauren, I really want to hear, because of your background, you were a flight attendant once. Explain this to me because, look, I've flown a lot and I've never seen flight attendants or the pilot try to force somebody off an airplane because they fell asleep
or because
I think you gotta.
I just don't understand it.
I think you have to pay attention to the details here too. When they first called, like when they're having the conversation with the first responders, they say he took something. So they were under the impression that he was under the influence of some sort of drug or something like that. I don't know where that came from because all he said was that he got off a long flight and he was tired. The first responders spoke to him. They asked him, where are you? Where were you before this? He was very coherent, and they literally said to the flight attendants, we don't believe that is the case. We think he was just tired. Once that happened, now the flight attendants have nothing else to say and they want to put him off the flight. For me, I wouldn't have thought that he was incoherent at all. I would have thought he was just tired. I would have woke him up. If then he got verbally aggressive, then I would have called someone on. But he didn't seem to get that way until at this point he's being poked and poked and poked. Even the law enforcement person he's talking to that actually gets him to, get up and eventually get off the plane, he was very calm when he was speaking to him. There was a different tone.
It's important we have to note, though, guys, he told one of the flight attendants what they told the police is that he had just come from the club. So it's possible that maybe they may have also thought, okay, maybe he's under the influence,
of something.
Right.
But why would they think that? Just because you went, first of all, if he did say that, which I don't believe that, but if he did, I'm just saying to speak in defense that he said it. Let's say for the sake of he said, hey, I just come from the club. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with it? If I could have come to the club and been drinking 99 proof, I'm drunk as a skunk. I'm not being disoriented. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not falling over people. I'm in my seat minding my business. And as you heard the white guy just say, Harvey Levin, that he's seen it happen plenty of times. But what they will usually do is just go buckle the seatbelt for the person. And I know the dude said he didn't want to do it because his pants was off. But I mean, it wasn't like he naked. He had shorts on. You could have buckled the seatbelt. But I'm not saying that nobody owed him to do that. That's not their job either. But Harvey Levin, why did you see that happen most of the time? Because it's other people. Black people is automatically hit the code red button when it's a black man. Hit the code red when it's a black man. But I want to let them finish this out, and I'm gonna let you black brothers know what the solution is to this issue.
I mean, if you have all that information and he has taken his pants off, he won't wake up. Okay, I guess I could see where the flight attendants get to that point.
But even with that, though, Charles, this is my thing, right? Even if you're on my flight and you just came from the club and maybe you're a little bit hungover, if you're not disturbing me, if you're not visibly drunk to the point where it's a threat and I'm scared to go 5 hours with you,
thank you,
fly,
sister.
you leave it alone. And they said that.
And Lauren, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. But I mean, my God, how many people have you seen who get on an airplane drunk and they don't throw them off? So that's why I'm so puzzled. If it's just him falling asleep and they can't wake him up or whatever, they've seen this probably on every single flight. There's somebody like that.
And I think, and you have a lot of people who are on Odell's side until it gets to the altercation with the other passengers. I think you would have had most people saying, "Hey, the flight attendants overreacted here." Most likely, if it had not been for what he then said to the passenger. But then you lose everybody when you say, "Hey,
no one's
fat
on your
ass,
side
enjoy the
after
cheese
that.
plate as I fly private." That's a jerk thing to say, obviously.
Hi, my name is Cameron, and I'm from Sacramento, California. I feel like the whole situation could have been avoided if they would have just woken him up. Like he said, you could have just woken me up. Obviously, he was tired. I would have taken. I sleep with my pants off too. I'm not gonna lie. If somebody would have just woken him up, this whole situation could have been avoided. Yeah, he does owe an apology. I feel like he does owe an apology to the passengers for calling him all those big names. But at the same time, I don't like being woken up, especially to some police.
I mean, they don't throw people off planes. I don't understand it. And is he in first class? that was
Yes,
at least
he's in
business
first class. He was in first class. He was in first class.
I think it's important we say, though, we keep saying they should have just woken him up. The whole point is they were trying to wake him up and they couldn't. I think that's important to say.
So I want to finish and I'm gonna close out. I'm not gonna be too much more longer. But brother, like I say, man, my thing is with all these fake black activists and all these fake black leaders and all these people that speak to the black community, telling them what the issues is, they never give them a solution. All they got to say is it's because he black, because he black, because he black. If he was white, and this is not a help. This is not helping us. And so with one thing about this channel, I'm gonna always do to the best of my abilities is be solutions based and solutions oriented. So every black man that come across my channel, this is my challenge to you. When you go places, because first of all, whenever you go places, remember this: wherever you go, whatever situation concerning you, and there's a situation that might escalate, even if it haven't escalated yet, when there's a situation dealing with you, police, authorities, and it's gonna be cold red because of you. Because you black, it's gonna be cold red. Now I'm saying what everybody else is saying. But this is what they not telling you. They telling you that it's because you black. True. But they not telling you what you can do. But I'm about to tell you what you can do. I'm about to challenge you. When you go to these places and you in this situation, first and foremost, before you overreact, say a prayer. If you don't believe in the Most High, which is it really doesn't matter because the Most High believes in you. But if you're not one of those, if you're not a praying man yet, or you haven't came into your own in spirituality to know that God is listening to you when you speak to Him, take a second to think about it. And I understand. Listen to me. I'm a black man with tattoos from my neck down, sleeves, so I understand. I've been in situations where I overreacted in my younger days. So I want to be clear with y'all. I don't want to make come off in this channel as like I'm perfect or something. No. But what I'm saying is take a second and fight evil, fight hate with good. When you being treated a certain way because you know it's happening because you black, change the narrative. Don't give them what they want, because guess what? It's going to hurt them and make them feel stupid. If you act out, it's going to make you look stupid. Because although you might let off that steam right then and there, whatever the situation is, you're going to make it worse. Whatever it is. If it's at your job, if it's like him on a plane, if it's at a place where you're dealing with a customer service issue, if you turn up, it's going to automatically be worse for you than it is you're going to make the situation worse. And you're going to give them what they want, and you're going to feed into their narrative. It's just going to be a lose-lose for you and every black person come behind you. Right? But if you overcome hate with good and they handling you a certain way because you black, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, how's your day? Thank you for your time. And just overcome hate with love, and the whole process, keep your cool. Not only is you going to change the narrative, but you're going to make that person feel like stupid. You're going to make that person feel stupid because you're going to show them that they had no control over you. Even in this situation with Odell, I take his side, but he did fail. Now, he didn't fail to the point where he got so irate that he had to be manhandled. He didn't do that. But what he showed was black men can't control their emotion. He got poked, and he ended up saying something. But I still salute him because he didn't hurt the man. He still was calm. He just said something back. That's all he did. So like I said, I'm always on his side in this situation. You deal with these situations on a case-by-case basis. But he shouldn't have said that. He should have first of all ignored the man, because you're not talking about that. And there's a good chance this man ain't got the money you got. Maybe he do, maybe he don't. No one knows, no one cares. But you a young man who made it out the hood, so off the top it hit different for you, right? And so off the top, you should have not said nothing over there. But that's not nothing. That don't got nothing to do with this. My issue is, and this is why I'm gonna start this series called "Message to the Black Man," because black man, listen to me. Because of the music that your peers make and listen to, because of the way you act, or maybe you don't act, but a lot of black people act, whether they got dreadlocks and gold in their mouth or not, tattoos, the way a lot of these people act is a reflection of you. And what you do is a reflection of the black person that come after you. So in most situations, black people tend to act overly emotional, get violent, and belligerent and barbaric. And so that's how you're going to be judged everywhere that you go. So automatically understand that, right? Understand that as a black man, this is how you're going to be judged. But what you can do is change that narrative. Overcome hate with love every time, in every situation. Overcome it with love. Make these people feel stupid. Let them people know that just because you black, you not overly emotional, you not belligerent, you not barbaric, you got respect, you got manners, you keep your pants up, you conduct yourself like a man, you conduct yourself like a king. For the ones of y'all who gonna say, man, F all that, man, I'm do me. I said my pen. I do this. I talk loud. Well, listen, brother. Just expect to be treated a certain way, and please don't call yourself a black king, because that's a disrespect to somebody like myself who is a black king. Black kings, period, don't handle themselves like that. Kings don't go places with their pants sagging, acting all ghetto loud, and just being foolish. Gold teeth and all that, nothing wrong with that in my opinion. I don't have no gold. I had gold teeth, but I don't no more. Right? But I'm saying, and you will be judged on that. Tattoos, I got tattoos. But I'm saying, even though I got all of that, I don't got the gold no more, but I got the tattoos, I cut my dread, but I still get judged. But there's a lot of situations that I'm able to get in places, and once I'm open my mouth, the whole atmosphere change. Because they understand that, okay, he not one of those. Now sometimes, very often it happens. I mean, very it happens every blue moon where I don't even get a chance, and when I do get a chance to open my mouth, they already got their mind set. You're gonna meet people like that. Oh well. Still overcome hate with love. Still be polite. I'm not telling you to lick boot. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm telling you to carry yourself like the man and the king that you're supposed to be. Because as a black man, everything is going to be took to the next level with you. Everything is going to be took to the next level with you. Everything is going to be blew out of proportion with you, black man. Because why is that? And the next reason is that for a lot of things spiritual, a lot of things people don't understand why they do it. Right? It's a spirit on the inside of them that knows the spirit on the inside of you. Right? And a lot of black people is so focused on looking up to other people and following other people until they don't look deep and down into who they really are. Because once they do that and they know who they really are as a people, they're going to be forced to carry and conduct themselves in a certain way, which is going to demand respect from everybody else. Same thing with the cops and the police brutality. How you expect cops to think twice about killing y'all when y'all don't think twice about killing y'all? But I'm going to end this video on this, man. And this is the first entry into my new series, The Message to Black Men. If you consider yourself a king, this is only for my kings. Carry yourself like a king. Right? When you go in these settings, no matter what it is, work, church, you're a celebrity, whatever it is, whatever these settings you go in, conduct yourself like a king. And that's how you're going to be respected. If you conduct yourself like a little boy or barbaric, belligerent thug, that's how you're going to be treated. And majority of the time, it's not going to go in your favor, my brother. Stop looking up to these athletes, these rappers, these celebrities, these fake black leaders, Most of these black pastors, you're not supposed to look up to no man. Look up to the Most High, digging deep down into yourself. And once you take that time out and set yourself apart from everything else, no matter how long it's going to be, because it might take longer for some others. It might take months, a couple months for some. It might take years for some. But dig down on the inside and find out who you are and why are you hated so much, beside the fact that majority of your people have earned that, but it's something bigger than that going on. Dig deep inside yourself, my brothers, my fellow black king, because that's who this for. This is not for every black person. This is for the black men who conduct and look at themselves as kings and know they're kings. And the ones who haven't known and discovered it yet, I'm telling you, dig down in the dig down deep inside yourself. Cut the music off, cut the TV off, and just dig down deep inside yourself and figure out why you are always targeted and why it's always extra with you. Figure out who you are. When you come up out of that situation, because it's going to happen eventually. I can't put no time on it because everybody different. When you come up out of that isolation state and you realize who you are, everything going to come full circle, and that's when you're going to know who you are, and you're going to conduct yourself that way, and it's going to force everybody else. And eventually, this going to spread like a disease, and some of us is just not going to get on the boat. It just is what it is. It's sad, but it is what it is. But the more it's going to turn from a minority to a majority. And that way, we going to be able to demand respect and demand people to treat us like we conduct ourselves. Y'all have a blessed one. Thank you for listening.